Hi all, welcome to another in a 10-minute nutshell game, and I'd like to show you Mikhail Tal against Mikhail Botvinnik. This is game 17 of the World Chess Championship match in 1960. So Mikhail Tal played e4. We have the Caro-Kann, d4, d5, knight c3, black takes, bishop f5, the knight goes back, bishop g6, bishop c4, looking at that sensitive f7, e6, knight 1, e2, as though the idea is to snap off this bishop. And in fact that's what happens. Knight f4, bishop d6, that's snapped off, but giving black a dangerous h-file pressure. Bishop g5, knight b7, white castles into that h-file, so you'd think that black might have a good position by trying to castle queenside here. Actually, he plays queen a5 first. There was an alternative for queen c7 and castling queenside, you'd think. But with tempo, where does this bishop go back? It's actually supported with f4, which creates a bind on the e5 square. But you might argue there's some light square weaknesses. But white is the one with the light square bishop, so all in all it's a very interesting position. Black castles queenside, a3, queen c7, b4. Are there holes on both sides of the board here? Knight b6, bishop e2, bishop e7, we have queen d3. Black tries to get some exchanges off to maybe reveal the weaknesses in white's position. Bishop takes, and now c4, rook ab1, as though a4 might be on the cards without allowing queen takes b4. This hits d4. In fact, the rook changes its mind for that plan. King b8, queen b3, supporting a4. In fact, a4 is played now. Rook h4 hitting f4. This knight is attacked first, and then that's attended to. Knight e7, and now queen e5, because yeah, g5 might have been on the cards here. It looks pretty dangerous actually. There's some dangerous possibilities for attacking potential, but this move, queen e5, not minding the exchange of queens. Black cannot possibly take this. He played rook h8. If he takes it, then the f7 pawn drops, and even if d4 drops here, this is much better for white. So we have rook h8, b5. White goes for an attack. Doesn't have to necessarily play it like this, exactly like this, but there was also an element of time pressure here. Pardon me. a6. Maybe more precise is knight c6 here, hitting d4 and a5, which actually kind of wins a pawn. But it's obviously a dangerous position for black with that b file, file for white hitting the black king here. But maybe technically that's the way to go, the knight c6 immediately, but it wasn't played. Actually a6 was played, queen b2, rook d7, c5, now threatening bishop takes a6, unpinning the b7 pawn, pinning the b7 pawn again, knight c6, and yeah, a5 and d4 look quite vulnerable. In fact, white gives up the light square bishop here to be able to build up pressure now on b7. Queen a4 hitting the rook, that's protected, and now this rook's moved, putting pressure on b7. This pawn's taken now, but isn't it a dodgy pawn? The king's behind it. Rook b3. Okay, also in this position, technically, Engine doesn't actually like white with knight f1. There's clear compensation here. I'll give you a line just to show, just technically, white is doing really well. This is a fictional line. But the attack could crash through, really, like this, for example. Yeah, it's just a really dangerous position. This is just an engine variation there. But knight f1, technically, Engine's like white now. Rook b3 was played. Queen c7, queen a3. with the idea of rook b6 and maybe sacking on a6. So king a7, rook b6. You'll note here that f4 is hanging. That's actually taken. So the bind, the attacking players use the bind as often a temporary mechanism. They're prepared to sacrifice part of it to just improve their attack later, to inject the final injection for the attack. And here, yeah, that bind, okay, it's gone a bit, but a very important tempo gain. Knight e2 hitting the queen and protecting d4. Now we have queen b3 not moving the knight, but putting more pressure on b7. Queen d5. Now this is losing for black, but black was in a difficult position anyway, approaching in real time pressure. Can you see what white plays in this position, which is really crushing? If I give you 5 seconds starting from now, white play. Okay, rook takes a6. Yeah, if king takes, then there's mate. So we have king b8. If b takes, then check, check, and mate. Yeah, so not too many options. Whoops. King b8, but now queen a4, and black is defenseless. The major thing is rook a8 followed by queen a5. Just to give you some ideas, black resigned. This is at move 41. Rook c6, just rook a8, and then the check is mating, for example, like that. This one is just mate. b6, we can take here, check here, check, and bring the king back. It's all pretty forcing stuff. Yeah, it's all pretty forcing. After this, b6, we can just take. Sorry, that's what we've just seen. King c7, we play the check and mate. Yeah, there's no defense after queen a4. So black resigned. This helped Mikhail Tal put the final nails in the coffin to win the 1960 World Chess Championship match. It's a pretty important result for the what I call the dynamic school of chess, the dynamic attacking school of chess, where, you know, against positional players like Botvinnik, yeah, he was taken apart here. Okay, I hope you got something from this quick game review. Comments, questions, links, appreciated. Thanks very much.